This episode of the Pie Strong podcast is brought to you by the Macquarie Inn Hotel, the best spot in town to catch UFC live on the big screens with full sound, cold beers, and a proper fight night atmosphere. Don't watch it at home, watch it where the locals watch it. The Macquarie Inn Hotel.
We're also brought to you by CosBuild. Do you want to update your living space? Anthony Costa from CosBuild can help you with all your renovation needs, big or small. Contact Anthony on Facebook at CosBuild or www.cosbuild.com.au. Strap in, enjoy the show.
Welcome back to the Pie Strong podcast, Footy Talks with Matt and Jack, episode 102. 102. Excited to go through this episode, but also daunting too as well because I know what I have to talk about. But I'm going to take a note out of Brad's book and I'm going to ask you how you are, Jack.
Mate, good. Roosters had a bye this weekend, so fuck, I'm living the dream. Stress-free weekend of watching footy.
Yes, how was Easter?
Guaranteed 2 points. Easter was good, mate.
Yeah.
Just cruisy, didn't do too much. Easter bunny came to the kids. Good bloody animal, does the right thing every year.
Fucking good rabbit.
Yeah, how was your Easter?
Mate, good. I ventured down, as you know, I veer to Sydney every weekend to watch Austin play football.
Soccer for those people that...
Yep, soccer.
Yep.
I'm just so acquainted to saying football
course.
now because
if
I kept calling it soccer, I probably wasn't allowed to attend games. We attended the Royal Easter Show and it was fantastic. It was beautiful weather.
Went to the Royal Easter Show. That's cool. Was it busy?
It was definitely busy, Jack, on Easter at the Royal Easter Show. But let me tell you, the food.
Makes sense. Tell me about the food.
The food is dangerous.
Did you fall off the wagon, mate?
I fell off the wagon. There's falling off the wagon and then there's fucking dive bombing off it.
It's like deja vu, please.
I done that, that horsey dive, just like, what? German hot dogs, brulee donuts. I had pies. There was potatoes on a stick, fucking everything on a stick. The fresh lemon juice, the cheese on a stick.
Sounds like you just lived your best life, bud.
I inhaled an unhealthy amount of food. It was great. But good for the kids. I got to watch my son Oliver go on his first ever roller coaster, which was a crazy experience for me. Watching him on the Caterpillar with his mum.
Do you love it?
Oh man, he's going to be an absolute
thrill
seeker like his dad.
Yeah.
I love that stuff.
Arlo's exactly the same, mate. Yep. Every time I put him on something, he just loves it, wants to go again.
Poor Austin gets motion sickness. And you've seen what I was like with Bella. You come to move what I forced her on that shit, But he gets motion sickness. The first time I figured that out, I was in the middle of Westfields in Parramatta, and there was a I've just gone blank. What's the VR, virtual reality Call of Duty game?
Yep.
And I've chucked him on there. Mum's gone shopping, and I've seen him on there, and he's on there, and you can see him shooting the guns, and then all of a sudden his hands go down, and he just, the movements kind of stop. I'm like, are you having fun? He's like, I kind of want to get off, and it got off. I've never seen a kid that green in my life. He was green. And I just grabbed a grocery bag. There was groceries in it. I said, man, if you need to spew in that. He never ended up spewing, but it was a massive lesson for me just to watch because I was so excited for him to do the VR. I forgot about it. So,
funny story, just quickly before we get into it. Chris Williams was up here for a visit one time. CJ, his eldest boy, was talking a big game. He'll go on the hypercoaster. He'll go on this. He'll go on that. Credit to him, he went on it. As soon as the first drop happened, he passed out. He was out cold. He got off. Chris didn't go on it, of course, because he's too scared. But Sky came out and was like, yeah, he did really well, except he passed out.
It's good. The Royal Easter Show is fantastic. The live shows, the food, like taking the kids through the animal walk just to watch them be able to engage with goats and watching all the city folk not knowing what the hell is happening. It's so normal to us, but it was great. On top of all of that, footy happened. So this is a football podcast, not a fucking Royal Show podcast. So we better get into footy. Jack, I want to start.
What do you want to start with?
I want to start with, and I want to get it out of the way.
Let's do it.
The Dragons are shit. The Dragons are absolutely dog shit. And I've got a couple of things to say.
0-5.
Breaking news tonight. Shane Flanagan is selecting Kyle Flanagan at 7 next week. I'm a wee bit disappointed hearing that. And it's not coming from an unreliable source. It's coming from Michael Carianis, one of the most devoted Dragon supporters, and so happens to be a journalist too as well, reported live from NRL 360 tonight that he is rushing Kyle back to put him into 7. So I wanna just go back to last week versing the Cowboys. I've never seen such a poor display of teamwork, attack and defense all in one game, and that puts Dragons at 0-5. They're calling it the worst start in St. George Illawarra's history. They need to do their research because it's not, but that's irrelevant. 0-5. What is scary is Cowboys isn't a strong team. We've watched them.
Well, they're 3 in a row now.
Yeah, look, you go back to Las Vegas, okay? Knights, they get done easily by the Knights. They get a lucky win over Melbourne Storm. Melbourne Storm aren't playing that well, okay? Melbourne Storm aren't playing that well. And they beat the Dragons that I think the Macquarie Raiders in Dubbo will beat the Dragons at the moment. So, looking at the Dragons now, this is the most scary part. This week we have Manly Sea Eagles. They're on a bit of a high.
Yep.
We're going to have Kyle Flanagan at the helm. I don't see us winning. We then have the Rabbitohs.
Yep.
We then have the Sydney City Roosters for Anzac. We then have a bye. So I don't see us winning the 3 games ahead of us for the next 3 weeks. Call me a shit fan. I'm just calling it as it is. We have a bye.
But after that, Matt,
listen to me. Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. After the bye, we face teams that are likes of Knights, Penrith Panthers, Warriors. Then we've got the Brisbane Broncos. Yep. You tell me up until Canberra Raiders, which is round 17, I believe. Round 17?
Yep.
You show me a team on there that we will beat. So I honestly, and I'm not saying this out of bitterness, I cannot see us winning a game until we somewhat face the Raiders, which are in a similar position to us. They've had one win, not seeming to play too well.
I agree.
Every other team has developed. They've moved forward. Their forward packs got stronger where they were weaker. Their back lines got stronger where they were weaker. Mix of the two, whatever it may be. Dragons are in a spot at the moment.
You've talked a lot here, so I
deserve to talk a lot. It's my team.
Mate, it's your team. It's
biggest
shit.
talking
You've
point.
said that they're shit. They're 0-5. They've made a choice to put Kyle Flanagan into 7. Does that mean Atkinson's going to 6?
No, they're saying that Atkinson will be dropped, Jack.
So they're going to keep Lycan King Toga into the 6th position, who's a horrible defender.
Correct. Horrible. Terrible in attack, horrible in defence.
So big news that I've read this week is that the Dragons are looking to immediately get Trey Fuller from the Dolphins.
Yeah, won't get him.
They won't. Well, Dolphins don't want to let him go because he's such a good replacement and a fill-in for if Hammer is out. Like, he'll likely be out for Origin, or if he gets injured, they've got a dynamic X-factor fullback that can come into the spot.
Yep.
If they get Trey Fuller, they've got to put him in straight away, and they've got to show Gutho.
They won't get Trey Fuller.
I said it's a big if, Matt.
Yeah,
right?
No, but I don't think you understand why they won't get Trey Fuller, because he wants an extra year. We've put in bids for Scott Drinkwater and Jareem Buller, and we don't know until May. So we will not get Trey Fuller because he wants this 6 months plus another year. We can't have Clint Gutherson on the books, nearly $1 million a year, Trey Fuller, and then landing either, if we do, Jareem Buller or Scott Drinkwater, we're going to have Nelly fucking...
Long term, you want Jareem Buller. Like, Scott Drinkwater's a good player, but he's at the back end of his career now.
Well, they announced tonight that the Dragons are
Jareem Buller should be the one you go for.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's not, we're
That's
not
just bad decision after bad decision.
Really. And that comes from
It's
Shane
really
Flanagan.
bad,
Sack the motherfucker.
Yeah.
Move on.
Well, look, sacking Shane's only part of the problem. Like, the team's just not performing.
No, but this is where they broke it down. This is where over the last week, Jack, the people that aren't performing well in this team has all been recruited by Shane Flanagan. Shane Flanagan is the coach. He's the person that leads them around the park. Their attack is putrid. Their plans are putrid. Their form is putrid. Their shape is putrid. I'll listen to a guy today talk about the Dragons that follows the West Tigers. And he said, I've never seen a team that has their shape so deep back, 15, 20 metres away from their defensive line, from their defensive line, so the opposition watches you roll across the park and goes, oh, so you're going that way. No worries. There's no flatness to our line. Our halfback's not running, bending the advantage line. So it's...
Yeah, look, I've said this... I think I said this at the start of the year. Like, I think Jacob Little needs to be your starting hooker. I think Cook coming off the bench should be a better option than anything. As for, like earlier this week, they've cancelled all negotiations on contracts.
Yep.
Obviously because the team's not performing. So why would you want,
disagree. It's not teams not performing. It's because they've got a coach in line.
Listen. So if they're not performing, well, the forward pack is performing, right?
Yep.
We see that week in, week out. We've said it week in, week out. The forward pack is fucking phenomenal. So Jaden Sewer's looking to extend his contract. Why are you not talking to him? Why are you not?
Because the next coach might want Jade Sewer. That's why they've stopped the negotiations, mate. They've stopped it. Any
coach that says they don't want Jaden Sewer in their team's a fucking idiot.
Well, what's Jaden Sewer doing for the Dragons?
What do you mean? Have you seen the lines he's been running?
100%.
Have you seen the fucking tackle breaks?
Yep, I've seen the tackles.
He's a phenomenal player.
Yep, 4 years, 4 or 5 years, maybe 4 years been at the Dragons.
Yep, played Origin.
Yep. Once.
He's performed every year.
I'm a Jaden Sewer fan. I'm going from a business perspective now. They've ceased all contract negotiations for one simple reason, and it's because they're either going to give him 3 weeks up until the bye. The best time to get rid of a coach would be at a bye round, so you give it a week. If they do not beat Manly this week, I will put $1,000 that Shane Flanagan is not the coach an hour after that game.
Oh, shit,
if they do not beat Manly Sea Eagles this week, and I felt like they will give him to at least a bye round after listening to NRL 360, and they got their finger on the pulse.
Oh,
they said if he loses this week, especially putting Kyle Flanagan in at 7, it's all over Red Rover. And I just hope that there's a clear path for the next coach. But we'll cover that next week.
Do you know what I would have done? Like, I would honestly put Tyrell Sloan into fullback.
He will be.
I watched Gutho. Yeah, okay, but I watched Gutho try and back up Luciano Leilua in this game when he made a break.
Luch ran faster than him.
Luciano Leilua ran faster than him. He's a fucking second rower, man.
Yeah.
That's your fullback.
So
he needs to go. You either put him in a different position or he
goes
off.
to wing. He goes to wing next when
he's
he comes
still not.
back.
What do you mean? He's not fast enough for a wing.
Well, he's not quick enough as a centre. Winger, you're allowed to sit back a wee bit more, and at least you side shuffle. Centre, you have to be faster than the wing. Centre, you have to be a faster player than the wing.
Well, like. As if Gutherson's a better winger, a better fullback.
A better winger than a fullback.
A better centre than Sully or Valentine Holmes.
Correct. So he's no
chance.
He's a better winger than whoever else is on the wing, right? You got Christian Tuipulotu, and then you had Sedu too, who has been dropped, and David Favre just done a Billy Slater and kung fu someone in the face. Not taking away from the Cowboys. Again,
they looked great. Jay Clifford was playing out of his skin. Tom did and had a game. The whole team was just clicking really well.
What is the most disappointing factor about this whole thing is the average speed of the play of the ball, the meters in each set, kick return meters. Dragons were dominating up the field, and once we got to our 30 meters, could not for the life of us score a fucking point. And then
Well, he didn't score a point.
and that's exactly what happened. Soon as we got down the other end, we couldn't score a point. We ran up the field. They were like, here comes the Dragons. Shitty break in the line. Cowboys ran the full field. They ran the full field about 10 times.
Oh, it was ridiculous.
Not taken away from the Cowboys. They had a fantastic game. Good to see Tommy Dearden get a bit of confidence back. Jake Clifford played well. Braden Burns with a try. Purdue, he just looks like he's going to be a superstar. He got a double and he got chucked in the NRL, for the pick of the player of the week. So, as you mentioned, Cowboys 3 in a row. Happy days.
One thing I noticed about Luciano Leilua actually is he doesn't like to pass the ball when things are getting a bit tough. He tries to do too much, like he turns into a 5'8" or a halfback.
Well, he's
like
our X factor at the moment. Our edge forward's fucking X factor. Yeah. He's so slim. He's running like he's
playing
so
brilliantly,
good.
but there was a few times there where they should have put it a bit wider, and he didn't pass out, and it was a bit of a shit decision by him.
Certainly is. But look, Cowboys, as you said, they get 3 in a row. They jump into the top 8. They're in 7th. Dragons 0-5. They are at the bottom of the ladder and now sitting at $251 to make the premiership run. So heavy favourites for the Wooden Spoon. Heavy favourites. While it is fresh on the brain, Monday night footy, Easter footy.
This was the game of the round.
Eels versus West Tigers. I was a bit disappointed in some of the calls in there. To be honest, there was some freaking terrible calls in there with the penalties. Mitchell Moses was just a whinger the whole game.
He's always like that. He's never changed. He whinges. It was just highlighted more because of the stoppages in play.
Yeah,
and they kept the cameras on him every time he went to the ref. He's always been like that. I think one of the big injuries to come or big calls to come out of this game was the sin bin for the tackle in midair.
Yep.
There's a bit of controversy, a bit of talk around this actually. I think they started on 360 as well. So Bailey Simonson went up for the ball and he got tackled by one of the Tigers winger. I can't remember his name. And they both went up, competed for the ball. Simonson came out on top. But mid-air, the Tigers winger changed his position and went for a tackle.
Yep.
In mid-air, and as he's come down, he's actually shifted the momentum of Simonson's body, but his legs haven't moved with him. So his leg has just sort of
the old Jecto-Ceto cast,
got caught underneath him and dislocated his ankle. It was nasty to watch.
Yep.
But do you think it's a sin bin?
100%. Because the reason why it is a sin bin, if he doesn't snap his ankle into 1,000 pieces, it's a penalty and he's put on report for dangerous contact with potential to cause, severe injury. He caused severe injury, and a ref explained it really well, is it's on report, he's made contact in the air, and it's obviously at risk of serious injury, which we can see it has happened. He has to leave the field. You have to leave the field. See you later. So I think it is a sin bin.
I agree.
There could even be, if it was any more dangerous, there's even room for a send-off. Tackling a player in the air and creating that much damage to one's human body, you could almost look at a send-off. But it was definitely...
Simonson's year's done.
Yeah, 100%.
He's out for over 3 months. Easy.
You've seen people dive in and collect their legs and they flip and that. Yeah, that's a send-off. That was close, it was a close to... it was a sin bin. It wasn't close to a send-off, sorry. That's a stupid thing to say, but it was definitely a sin bin. Sayonara. Luke Soul-Lilly was the fella.
It was a really good game. I really enjoyed watching it. I love that it went to Golden Point. Bloody Eels got caught offside. Dylan Walker, He wasn't happy about it. He blew up a bit.
He was 150 metres offside.
He was so far offside. But yeah, clutch kicking from Jock Madden.
Yep.
Like his sideline, like his conversions were just on point, and just his normal kicking game was phenomenal. Like he was all over it this game. Like just really good.
Bizarre to see Mitch Moses so out of touch with his goal kicking. That was the difference. He makes his kicks. I think it's 20, 28, 22.
Did you see him get his leg strapped though? I think he's got a leg problem.
Yeah, but he's a sharpshooter. He was making the distance. If he's not making the distance, you'd probably say, it's a problem with his leg. He's making the distance. He just was off. He had an off night.
He's always got a big kick in him though, like regardless. But yeah, just can affect the accuracy, I reckon.
Yeah, true, definitely could. But Tigers get the win 22-20.
Yeah, it was really good. The Tigers did really well. Their right-hand attack side was just phenomenal. Adam Dewey's playing out of his skin. They were just absolutely good all across the park. At some point, Jerome Luai's got to come back. And, I mean, it is Jerome Luai, but look what they're doing with Jock Madden.
Yeah, but that's the beauty of having good depth. Jerome Luai, they're winning with Jerome Luai, and it's good that they're winning without Jerome Luai. I think Jerome will go back into 6. And
you reckon Jock will come off the bench?
Yeah, well, if that. Jock Madden is exactly like what Tanner Boyd's doing at the moment,
Yeah.
You're performing to get your flowers, and Jock Madden's doing that. He's going to get a contract offer out of this. He's playing out of his skin. But the whole entire Tigers team is playing so cemented at the moment. Benji has to be proud of what they're putting up every week. Their goal line defence is fantastic. Parramatta have great attack. So to leak a couple of tries there, 2 by Abba. I've just gone Abba Seidel. He scored a double on debut, and there was a Mickey hair in between it being a try and a no try. So you got to just applaud them efforts. But their goal line defence, their attack looks sharp. They're a team I would say are on the same trajectory as the Bulldogs, not the Bulldogs of now, but they've just gone through that rebuild phase. They've had to take a couple of shots to the chin, and now they're just on a good projection. So.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, the whole Tigers team just looked in sync.
Yep.
Like one person to make a break, the next person was there to back them up. Then the next person, like they just were continually there for each other. It was good to see.
On the back end of that, Parramatta let down. I think Jonah Pezzett was a bit kick happy. Mitch Moses obviously wasn't as accurate with the boot tonight for his goal kick in. Forward pack did well. Couple of injuries to key players, but Eels will be back. They're looking all right. I don't think they're groundbreaking Eels, but I think they're going to fight for the top 8.
Yeah. Great.
I will go to Sea Eagles versus Dolphins. There was a conspiracy theory going around about old Gerbo not playing well because he wasn't getting along with Anthony Seibold, and they grew bigger and
looks
bigger.
Like it.
And holy shit, he had a game of his life. 52-18 win over the Dolphins. Dolphins aren't a pushover team too as well.
No.
We've had a couple of good losses. I'll call it good losses. Sea Eagles just look absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, their running power through the middle and second phase play was just on point that night. They really exploited the Dolphins' edges.
Yep.
And look, it was just a strong response to the coaching disruptions that they've had.
Definitely.
Yeah, it was really good to see.
Yeah, it should have been 52-0. 70-minute, 72nd minute, and 74th minute were the Dolphins' tries. So
just minor lapses towards the end of the game. A little bit of attacking spark from the hammer really helped the Dolphins. But where was that at the start of the game for the Dolphins?
Well, I think Manly just completely took their foot off the accelerator and kind of let them last 3 tries in. They scored the last 3 tries, and the only last 3 tries were after all of the tries of Manly. Just a shout out. You know, you've got Tom Trebojevic in there, Lehigh Alpawati, Ruben Garrick, Luke Brooks, Emueli Olakawatu, you know, Totola Kula, Ben Trebojevic, Corey Waddell. Like, your whole team basically scored.
Yep.
You know, Emueli Olakawatu is one of my favourite players. Absolutely.
Hamoli?
Who?
Hamoli Olakawatu?
Oh, I've always seen it as Emueli, sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, could be Hamoli. Could be Hamoli. I could be wrong there.
Could be wrong.
Shout out to a fucking Hamoli. I'll call you Hamoli from now on. Yeah, I always thought it was Emueli. But that guy is a fucking nightmare. I just don't know how he isn't the most dominant edge forward in the world. But I stood
Have you seen the size of him?
Yeah, I've stood next to him, and I remember my partner said, "I've never seen you look small before." And he's just got, "Hey, boys, how you going?" I'm like, "Oh, shit." Jamal Fogarty had a fantastic night with the boot too as well. He looked a bit more comfortable. Dolphins didn't look that bad. There was a sin bin for Morgan Knowles.
It's amazing what a good coach will do, isn't it?
Yeah. But
amazing what the players will do for a coach.
Yep.
Not necessarily a good coach, but maybe someone they respect.
Yep.
It seems like they probably didn't respect Seabold. Like, it's the same old story from him being at, was it Souths?
Yep.
To Brisbane, now to Manly.
Well,
like
Souths, they loved him. Souths, they loved him. They tried to offer him an extension, remember? He made the finals and they wanted to put him as a long-term coach. And he done the dirty on him and went to the Broncos.
Oh, I thought he got kicked from there.
No. The Broncos offered him a shite load of money and said, "Come over to us and win as a premiership." And he gave him a wooden spoon. And then, yeah, he had a terrible display of coaching there. Then he's come back to Manly Sea Eagles and they haven't done too well at all. But, yeah, I think we covered Anthony Seibold, off as being sacked. But Dolphins, I'm sure they'll strap their boots back on next week and come back again. But Sea Eagles just had way too much for them.
Yeah. All right. Well, I want to move on to the Rabbitohs and Bulldogs,
Yes.
Matt. Rabbitohs defeated the Bulldogs 32-24.
Yep.
It's a good game. Rabbitohs really showed their star power across the whole park.
Yep.
Like at one stage, Dave Fafita was even playing on the right side because they saw a weakness over there, so they switched him over there to take on that. Like it was just a really high IQ footy game from the Rabbitohs, I felt. Like they lost Jai Gray. Mitchell went into fullback. He was still playing great. What's his name? The number 7? Humphreys, Jamie Humphreys.
Jamie Humphreys, yep.
He played really well. He's a real good settler for the team. He doesn't get hot-headed. He doesn't get stressed. He just seems to go with the flow of the game and just tries to keep everyone level.
The guy's huge.
He's fucking massive. He's massive, but his kicking game was on point.
Yep.
You see that little grubber he put into the in-goal for Cam Murray?
Yep.
It was beautiful.
I thought
absolutely beautiful.
Standouts for me was definitely Tallis Duncan. He's going to be a captain one day. He's a phenomenal player. Latrell Mitchell got a double. Alex Johnson got that runaway try. Still has pace. Alex Johnson still has pace. That was a stop stand. He had to turn and run. So a fantastic try.
A big turning point in that game, though, Matt, is the shoulder injury to the Bulldogs captain, Stephen Crichton. This is a big issue. There's a lot of talk about this, a lot of controversy. I've got a multiple choice question for you, Matt.
Yep.
I want to ask you it.
B.
You're Cameron Serraldo.
Yep.
Okay. Put yourself in his shoes.
I choose Toby Sexton.
You're Cameron Serraldo, and your left edge centre goes down with a shoulder injury. Okay. On your bench, you have Sean O'Sullivan, who is a halfback, a 7, and you have Bronson Sherry, who is a left edge centre. Do you A, put in Bronson Sherry, who can replace Stephen Crichton, or B, put in Sean O'Sullivan, who can you can put into 6 and move Matt Burton into your centre.
Yeah, I knew
What do you do?
I knew what you were going to say with this. It's hilarious. There's obviously massive issues with Bronson Cherry. You obviously put Bronson Cherry in just to clear your
You
multiple
obviously
choice.
put, you do. The stupidest thing I've ever seen in my life because, fuck, I just went blank.
Sean O'Sullivan goes
Sean
into
O'Sullivan's
6.
is not a 6. He's not a 6.
Why
And
shuffle?
Matt Burton was playing out of his skin that game. So why are you taking the ball away from him and relying on Sean Sullivan to run the ball and do what he needs
Why
to do?
shuffle 3 players when you only have to move one? You're spot on. You then have to look at the deeper wounds of Bulldogs and what's happening with Bronson Cherry at the moment, because every man, dick and his dog knows that you would put Bronson Cherry on in that instant, and it's a perfect example why you would have a centre on your bench, an outside back with this new 6-man bench. So, it's very bizarre. Bulldogs looked very good at some stages. Lockie Galvin does not look the piece of cake at the moment.
He's not a 7.
I think he's definitely a 7.
He's not a 7.
I think
I just can't agree with you. Andrew Johns doesn't even agree with you, Matt.
Well,
He's the greatest player our game's ever seen.
Cooper Cronk, mate. Cooper Cronk. Look,
it's up for debate. I actually agree with you with Cooper Cronk.
A couple of years more. I definitely think he's not a 7. I think he's a 7.
No.
I just don't think he's the right 7 for the Bulldogs. I think he wasn't the right 7 for the Tigers. They just needed someone to make the fans happy, and they were. Look at the Tigers without him and what they're doing and the trajectory they're on now. We already know what we feel and how we both feel about Toby Sexton leaving. But, Rabbitohs, again, were a bit lucky with that game. They were lucky to win it because Bulldogs weren't playing that bad. But we would expect Bulldogs to ice that game and win it, and they're just not winning the game. And with Stephen Crichton not there now, he's the alpha, the wolf pack, the leader. And
I can guarantee. I reckon I know what the team is going to be next week.
Yeah.
Well, when it comes out tomorrow, I reckon they're going to put Burton into the centres, Sean O'Sullivan in, and Sherry's going to get left out again.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
It's just it's shit.
They're using Matt Burton as a scapegoat too as well. Matt Burton will not be with the Bulldogs. When Gus Gould wants someone gone, he will go. So it's going to be.
And he's the best player in their team.
Crazy, isn't it? But it's one that they feel that they can lose. I agree with you. Sometimes you look at it and you go, "That's the best player in the team. Why the hell would you do that?" Because they can afford to lose and they haven't put money on him. Oh, what have we got? Is that the Gengar I had? How much for? Oh, Jesus. So, look, well done, Rabbits. They were expected to do really well this year with the squad they got on that field. So
it's a great squad.
Jesus Christ, he would be crying.
Anyway, next game was Broncos versus the Titans.
Yeah, we missed the old Panthers and Storm.
Yeah, we'll save them for last.
Good.
Because that's probably the best game to talk about. So yeah, Broncos defeated the Titans 26-12. Interesting game, considering that the Broncos lost Reece Walsh and Adam Reynolds pretty early on.
And
again,
Ben Hunt.
we talked. Didn't they lose him a bit later?
Oh, right. I thought they.
Yeah, Ben Hunt played most of the game.
Yeah.
But I think they lost him a little bit later. And, yeah, like you talked about depth of the team. Having Ben Hunt just on your bench to come on if you lose Adam Reynolds, it's pretty handy. But, Ezra Mam definitely stepped up massively when there was no one else.
Yeah. It was one of them games where I think Titans had that in the bag and just a couple of little errors and a couple of calls that didn't go their way. Titans look weirdly good.
They're not a bad team.
No, they're not. It's definitely turning into a Jaden Campbell team. I love him as a halfback.
Yes.
He's just got that black fella footy in him. And everyone that knows me knows I say black fella footy all the time. So don't take offense to that. I got more black fans than all of yous.
I'm not racist.
No,
I got black friends.
Black fella footy's the best to watch, man. I hate it when I verse it. you know.
Yeah, because it's hard to defend.
Ad-lib style footy, the flick passes, the grubbers. It's just it's bush footy. It's it's good to watch, and he's got the dog in him, Jaden Campbell, and I love.
Yeah, he's got a lot of heart.
Yeah, AJ Brimson looks good.
He's going well in the centres, isn't he?
Yeah. Well, he's such a good player, man.
He's been
thrown around from. I think that almost put him into fucking edge forwards last year. Like, the guy's played fullback, centre, halfback, 5'8", fucking bench.
He's
14 hooker. What a club man. So, yeah. Before I get on to the Broncos, I just want to give a shout out to the Titans. I just think they're not too far away if they can just tick a couple of more things.
Yeah,
get a few more players.
Super competitive in that first half, man.
Yeah, Josh Henne would be happy. There was definitely a try there for the Titans that got disallowed as a try, and then Broncos ran full field and ran up and scored. But Broncos, they got the W, they got the 2 points. That's what they need to do.
Jesse Arthurs didn't look out of place in fullback.
No,
he looked good, didn't he?
He did.
Just solid.
Yeah.
No. And Payne Haas being back's a big in. He was just fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, it was close. So that scoreline doesn't do it justice. It was closer than what 26-12 does. Reece Walsh, fractured cheekbone, abductor issue for Adam Reynolds, and then we're looking at an MCL issue for Ben Hunt. So there's going to be some telling times over. I mentioned on our little video I put out on our social channels that, key injuries for key people in key teams. That's what I'm talking about there. Broncos absolutely got hit with the injury stick. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do over the next 6 to 8 weeks. But well done, Broncos fans. You got another 2 points, you assholes. I guess we move on to Sharks Warriors. Far out, Luke Metcalf, hamstring. Hopefully it's not too bad.
Can't catch a break, the poor fella, can he?
Well, it looked like a world beater. You asked me a question 3 episodes ago, what happens when Luke Metcalf comes back? I say put him straight back in. Jesus, disrupted it, hasn't it? Like
big time.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for the Warriors. They've gone from 3-0 to now losing their last 2 games to teams that they should have beaten. So,
yeah, I don't think they should have lost their last 2, to be completely
definitely
honest with
not. Well, they have enough points there to win. 22 points, you should be winning.
But the Sharks' attack was just clicking the whole game. They were just on fire. Like, even Nico Hines was having a good game. It was really good to see, and they just took advantage of that broken play when it was happening.
Yep. Who I'm most happy for is Bud Kennedy. You talked about over the whole entire game, Jack. I just want to say 13 minutes, 17th minute, 24th minute, 33rd minute, 50th minute, 63rd minute. It wasn't tries in bunches. It was a really good, consistent level the whole game. But to see Bud Kennedy get a couple of tries early on after Dallin Watini-Zelezniak obviously scored that first try, I was like, oh, shit, here we go. To get his old DWZ, though, with a hat trick. I love him running the footy. Good, man. He's a freaking nightmare when he runs. But, yeah, you're right with the they clicked the whole game. Nicholas Hines, 6 from 6 with the boot too as well. Always helps when you get them turn the 4 into 6. Good win for the Sharks. I was a bit worried about them. I had them as my Smokies at the start of the year, and I'll still keep them as my Smokies. I just have a little less confidence. But, look, it's a good win for them. They shouldn't have won that game. Warriors should be winning that game. So either Warriors aren't playing really well or the Sharks are playing freaking out of their skin, and I know which one that is. So without offending the Sharks. Anything else to say on that, Jack?
No, nothing else to say on that one, mate. Let's go on to the Knights versus Raiders.
Knights v Raiders. Fucking gobsmacked.
Mate, did you pick the Raiders?
Oh, of course.
I went the Knights.
I picked the Raiders, and the only reason why I picked the Raiders was because I just didn't think they were going to back up, shit week after shit week. Knights, forever proving me wrong without Dylan Brown, Kalen Ponga. I don't even want to say what I want to say right now. They look like a top 8 contender. What happens if Kalen Ponga and Dylan Brown come back and they start losing?
Well, I think the stubbornness of the coaching staff and the Knights board, and especially with how much they've paid,
The highest paid ever NRL player.
you're going to keep him on the field.
Crazy,
because
isn't it?
you've paid so much money for him. But, Sandon Smith is playing brilliantly.
Yep.
And he's a 7. Dylan Brown is not a 7.
Yep.
Sandon Smith is.
Yep.
And you can see that in the way he plays, the way he manages the team.
Fun fact, Las Vegas.
I'd still put Kalen Ponga back in over Fletcher Hunt. But
Yeah, of course. It's tough to leave out both of them, to be honest, but I get you. Fun fact, the Las Vegas round, they had, who did they have? They had Dylan Brown at 7, who's not a normal 7. Daniel Atkinson at 7, who's not a normal 7.
Nope.
They had, who was it? Cowboys. They would have had Tommy Dearden. He's definitely a 7. He's not, though. He's naturally a 6, right?
Yeah.
And then
I think he was a better 6 than a 7.
correct.
That's
And
just
then
me.
they had the Bulldogs, Lockie Galpin, who they said isn't a natural 7. So the 4 starting 7s weren't actually 7s. So just a little fun fact to throw out there. But yeah, Knights fans, what a night. What a night. And it was at McDonald Jones Stadium too as well.
Yep.
So you know what it's like there when you're having a good win.
Oh, yeah. The crowd love it.
Classy, boys. Savelio Tomali got a sin bin, obviously disrupted it. That was just right after the first half, right at the start of second half. But the damage was already done, I think. They outran, out-tackled, and then they come out all guns blazing in that second half. And the hard work that they put into that first half, when that sin bin happened at the start of the second half, it just all collapsed, capitulated, gone, and ran off with it.
Interesting. You know what I find interesting is, like, when you look at the defense for both teams, the Knights actually missed 41 tackles. How are they not converting that into tries? Like, how are you not
attack.
capitalizing on that?
Yep. Shit attack.
It's crazy, yeah.
You look at who was 16th and 17th, Jack. Raiders and the Dragons.
Yeah.
What's their biggest problem at the moment?
Halves.
They can't score points. Oh no, Ethan Strange and Ethan Sanders, I think they're fucking far more advanced compared, but they just cannot close out a fucking set of 6. They cannot close out a set of 6. But halves, I agree with you. Halves, right? Halves. Their attack is just non-existent. That's why they're on 2 points and we're on 0.
Yeah.
So that's their 2 biggest problems. Again, looking at the stats, some of the stats you go, how did Raiders lose it? Missed tackles. Their post-contact meters. Dragons had bigger post-contact meters than the Cowboys. They get down to the other end and just cannot score a try.
Yeah.
Well done to the Knights fans. Milk's still sour for the Raiders. We've got one game to go. And
This is a big one.
I wish I didn't spend as much time on the Dragons because I am in absolute fucking awe of the Penrith Panthers.
This was an historic game because, for a few reasons.
Biblical.
Okay?
Biblical.
Yeah, like, this is a...
Jack, I just fixed my posture, cracked me back. I'm ready to talk about
You ready?
this because I
You
want
ready
to
to
go
talk?
into the. I love stats.
The Panthers are the
into the
first
stats.
team to win the first 5 games by 20 plus points.
Yep.
They also are the first team to put 50 points on the Storm in 23 years.
23 years.
Yep.
23 years.
How long has it been since you've seen the Storm lose 3 in a row?
23 years. My whole fucking life. I don't think I can remember. I remember I used to get happy when they lost 1 in a row.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I want to point out something.
Tell me.
I caught about 1,000 people after this game because stats don't lie. Stats do not lie. That's why they're so pivotal to growing your game, understanding how it works. The Melbourne Storm, my dear Jack, completed at 94%. 94%.
94%.
They played
ludicrous.
and this is how impressed I am with Penrith Panthers. Possession 55 to 45. Obviously, a 10 percentage swing in NRL is massive, right? Time in percentage, Raiders definitely did well. Penrith did well. But completion rate, 94%. Their run meters were down. Their post-contact meters were all right. Their line breaks weren't as good.
It was 10-2.
Yeah, 10-2. Definitely.
That's massive.
It is, but because that goes to the Penrith defence. So, but if you're completing at 94%, you've got the ball. The problem with most shitty teams is they don't have the ball to fucking win. The other team has the ball. Melbourne had the ball. Penrith completed at only 86%. So they can do better, which is even more scary.
And if you look at the fucking kick return meters alone, it tells you everything you need to know about the Panthers' defense.
Yeah.
The Storm had 86 meters of kick return, whereas the Panthers had 318.
That's the backs. Their backs are weapons.
Their backs are absolute weapons, sure, 100%. But the Melbourne Storm backs aren't, anything to stick your nose up
Kick
at.
return meters can come from a couple of things, though. If you're kicking yourself out of trouble and you're trapped in your 30-meter line and you have a massive kick like Mitch Moses and you catch it on your 10, well, you get the ability to run 30 meters before you get met again.
Of course, but the Storm didn't have that because the defensive line of the Panthers was meeting them, like with every kick.
I've never been so sure of choosing a team who's winning the premiership. And I just want to do.
What are they paying? What are they paying to win?
They should be paying $1.01. I'm gonna do this, and I don't often look at fucking
$2.40 to win the premiership.
Yeah, and they weren't the favourites at the start of the year. Roosters and the Broncos were the faves to win it at the start of the year. But let's look at this, right? Let's look at their next. I want to look at their next 5 games. Bulldogs. They're paying $1.15 against the Bulldogs. Some would consider one of the toughest teams to play at the moment, albeit Stephen Crichton out. They've got a couple of shuffles. $5.50 the Bulldogs are paying to win that game. They then verse the Dolphins. They then verse the Knights. They then verse the Sea Eagles. They verse the Raiders. They verse the Dragons, and they get a bye. Mate, they are not losing a game. If they continue down this path of dominance, Ivan Cleary has to be considered the greatest coach of all time.
For sure. But there is a small thing that will change the way whether they win or lose, and that'll be Origin.
Origin, of course.
How many, they're going to lose Liam Martin, they're going to lose fucking Isaiah Yeo, more than likely Nathan Cleary, Brian To'o.
Could be Casey McLean too as well.
Oh my God.
Thomas Jenkins.
Just a try-scoring machine.
Thomas Jenkins could definitely. He's scored more tries than the Bulldogs. He's scored more tries than the Bulldogs.
Sorry, I was just processing that.
He has scored more tries than the entire team of Bulldogs.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Crazy, isn't it?
Wow.
Yeah. It's there's their team's going to be absolutely depleted. Absolutely depleted. But it's a fake period. We all know, we all love to verse the Melbourne Storm, the Broncos, and the Panthers around Origin time. It's the best time to verse them because, to get the old easy W. But yeah, look, to me, I cannot see a team on there. Broncos definitely do not beat the Panthers. Roosters do not beat the Panthers. Sharks don't beat the Panthers. Warriors don't beat the Panthers. Rabbitohs don't beat the Panthers. Who else is in the top 8? Knights,
no one.
No one's. And they They could go undefeated. The only thing that sucks for them is that origin period.
Yeah. Have we ever, in the modern game, have we ever
No,
seen a team go
no.
undefeated?
I think Sharks went 17 in a row, and then Panthers, was it 17 in a row? Maybe Sharks went in 2016. They lost the first 5 in a row under Flanagan, and then they won. First 5 in a row. Look out, Fleno. Look out, Fleno. And I think Panthers, I'll have to do some research. I'll do some homework when I come back. Panthers won, 2021, 2022, one of them years, they won a fuckload in a row, and they lost one. It wasn't in the origin period. It was random. They lost it. I can remember it. But, yeah,
the Storm came close in 2020, didn't they?
For undefeated?
Well, I think they only lost like 2 or 3, didn't they, that year?
Well, Panthers won minor premiers that year, or did Melbourne Storm swoop them at the end? I thought Panthers won minor premiers.
I can't.
Anyway, I'll do some homework and I'll get back to you. But look, let's not take away from the Storm. They played a good game.
Yeah,
they did not play shit. I don't care what anyone says. I'll argue with you until I'm blue in the face. Melbourne Storm played a good game. Panthers were just far superior than them, and made them look shit because it's 50-10. That means, Jack, that Melbourne Storm cannot win the premiership. Why, Jack?
It's a good year.
Because they've had 50 points put on them, Brad. That's a thing, by the way. No team has won a premiership with having 50 points scored on them.
Bit of bad juju for them.
Well, it's a bit of bad juju. Dragons are yet to have 50 put on them. So
Anzac Day's coming up, mate.
Yeah, Anzac Day. So should be there soon, boys. Should be there soon.
Usually happens then, doesn't it?
Well, not usually. It usually happens in round 2 or 3, but so we're holding on. So that's it for the week 4-5. I will cover.
Let's go through round 6.
I haven't done Dommy's tips yet. I'll get him out to you. He was
we'll post a video
at me yesterday. He was a bit annoyed at me.
Thursday's game, we got Bulldogs versus the Panthers.
I'm backing Bulldogs in this one. I think they've Panthers easy W. Easy W.
Easy W for the Panthers. Yeah. Oh, look, man. I think Panthers run away with this. There's not much really to talk about. The Bulldogs, they need to fix their line. They need to fix their team. I think you put Sherry into the centre position.
That's a stupid decision. I think you shuffle 14 players.
Yeah. Look, probably. Knowing Sriato, it'll be Birdo that goes into centres and Sean Sullivan will come into the team.
Cleary will probably rest his whole Panther team just to give him a week off. Send him to Bali for a week. Fucking hell. Second game, ladies and gentlemen, Dragons get Friday footy. How the fuck has that happened? It's the 6 o'clock game, but
doesn't count.
They got Friday footy. Dragons versus Sea Eagles. My heart says Dragons, brain says Sea Eagles. Absolute put a cricket score on us. The only thing that I've got back in us, it's at Wynn Stadium.
I reckon the Dragons are going to come out here with a point to prove.
Kyle Flanagan at 7.
They're not going to go 0-6.
Oh, okay.
Yep. I think the Dragons get this done.
Fucking, you've stumped me. You can say the rest now. Stumped me. That's crazy.
All right. Next game is Brisbane versus the Cowboys. Another Queensland derby.
Yeah.
It's at Suncorp too.
Oh, what a surprise. Hey?
Every Broncos game is at Suncorp.
Every Broncos game is at Suncorp. That's this little fun fact. Let's go to the Broncos here.
Look, this is going to be a closer game than people think, I reckon.
Hang on, Jack.
With
Round
the Broncos injuries concerned.
Round 1, Suncorp. Round 2, Suncorp. Round 3, Amy. Round 4, Suncorp. Round 5, Suncorp. Round 6, Suncorp.
Wow.
Geez, it must be hard travelling away as the Brisbane Broncos, hey? Hey? Sorry. Round 5 was Seabus Super Stadium at the Gold Coast. 50 kilometres down the road.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Yeah.
Jesus. Look, anyway, this will be a closer game than people think. Cowboys are doing really well. They're playing great footy. And there's a few injury concerns for the Broncos. They're not going to have Adam Reynolds, Ben Hunt, Reece Walsh. So I reckon this will be closer than.
I'm backing the Cowboys in this one.
Mm.
I'm backing the Cowboys.
Yep. I think I'm going to too.
Rabbitohs Raiders, easy for me. Rabbitohs.
Rabbitohs.
Yeah, I think just waiting for Raiders to re-kick again. You know.
It's in Perth.
Yeah, weird, isn't it?
Oh, there's 2 games in Perth, actually.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
There you go.
They need to get some fans happening over there for Perthy Bears coming next year.
Mm.
Yeah, easy one for me, Rabbitohs. Sharks v Roosters, I really am keen to see this game. Both of them, I think, are at the same part of the season where they're winning some, losing some, and they've yet to kind of kick the heel. So,
they've looked good in points, but they haven't looked consistently good.
I am going to go with the Roosters on this one.
Yeah, I'm going Roosters too. It's my team. I'm always going to pick them. But
probably the toughest game to pick out of that, the Sharks and the Roosters. Roosters $1.88, I think, and Sharks. Roosters $1.88 and Sharks $1.96. So
close.
Storm v Warriors. I'll tell you right now. Fucking right now, Jack Wetton. If you are going to come out and not win a game as a Melbourne Storminian, don't go back into that dressing room. Leave now with haste. Craig Bellamy would have rang every wife, mother, father of every player and said, excuse me while I take them on an adventure. Because 3 in a row, he would be going. I'm interested to see what the team is, what the selection is, because I wouldn't put it past Craig Bellamy to sack everyone and put the whole reserve grade team in just to prove a point. He's not getting fired, Jack. He's not getting fired. Craig Bellamy could sniff lines off the CEO's wife's breast, okay, and not get sacked.
He probably has.
No, not Belsy. So Storm, I think Storm come out absolutely guns a-blazing.
I'd like to be a fly on the wall at these training sessions this week. Oh, my God. No. You'd fly away pretty quick, but fuck me. All right, anyway, on to Sunday's games. You got Eels v the Titans. Down at Combank.
I'm surprised with this one. I'm going the Titans.
Ooh.
I'm going the Titans.
Interesting. I think I'm going to go the Eels. I think they've got a bit too much attack for the Titans. Not that the Titans aren't good. They don't look good, but yeah, I think the Eels are going to get this one done.
Interesting. West Tigers v the Knights. 2 teams missing all the stars that just keep on freaking winning. Literally symmetrical. They've lost their stars. They're going to start losing. Oops, they just keep winning.
Yeah. I'm going to go to the Tigers just because it's at Campbelltown.
Yeah. I'm taking the Tigers.
It's hard to bet against the Knights.
Well, I've done it 2 weeks in a row, and I'm going to do it 3 weeks in a row, and I'm going to say the Tigers, not out of spite of disliking the Knights. I just think the wind has to stop blowing. And
Brad's going to punch you in a minute.
He can't. I don't think he even knows the Knights play every week. So,
he's a casual.
Look, I'm going to go the Tigers there. I'm going to go the Tigers. I think they're just on a high at the moment, and it's going to be tough to stop them.
Yep.
So.
No, I agree.
So that's it. That's round 6. Some good footy games in there too as well. Some ones that are going to be tough to watch too as well. I just want to finish with a hot take.
Go.
And I want to repeat myself. If Dragons do not beat the Sea Eagles this week, whether it's by 1 point, if they lose by 1 point or 100 points, Shane Flanagan gets moved on. That is my hot take.
When's their bye round?
Week 9 after Anzac.
Yeah. If they haven't won a game by then, I reckon I'll.
That was my original. That was your original.
And I'm going to go with that. I reckon that's That's more sensible.
NRL 360 turned me tonight by saying,
Yeah.
if they do not beat Sea Eagles, why would you wait to get whooped by the Roosters and the Rabbitohs? You know what I mean? It makes sense, does it not?
Well, look, if you're looking to get rid of a coach, it's just going to cement it further for you,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
instead of them having a leg to stand on going, we'll still develop and this and that, blah, blah, blah. Like, no, you fucking were annihilated by every team for 8 rounds.
Well, my hot take is Dragons could be without a coach this weekend, and my other hot take is Panthers will win half drunk. They will absolutely wipe the floor with the Bulldogs this week. Jack, anything else, young sir?
No, mate, that's it. That's all I got.
Well, that's it for the Footy Talks with Matt and Jack. If you made it this far, thank you so much. Sorry about all the Dragon talk there. I had to get it off my chest. Everyone's copped it. We appreciate all the support. Make sure you jump onto Facebook and Instagram. We are giving away to one lucky winner 2026 NRL jersey. I don't care whether you live in New Zealand, America, Western Australia, or Narromine.
Who's paying postage here, bro?
They are paying postage. If you read the fine terms and conditions, I say if you win and you're not local, you're paying for the fucking postage.
I'll pay local postage.
No, fuck that. They're paying it. They're lucky enough to win. Make sure you jump on. There's only a couple of little rules that you have to follow, and it's obviously to help spread our brand. But jump on. You got to be in it to win it. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, comment, engage, not only with our footy side, but with our MMA side. Hit all the buttons. Until next week. Thank you. Jack, you look stunned. Are you sad that it's over?
I'm sad that it's over.
Okay. I'm pretty sure someone just broke into the house and he's like, what are you
I've got to finish. I'm about to say goodbye.
Wait.
Wait.
Well, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. See you next week. Thank you. Bye-bye.